Hello, I'm the Resolute Cartographer, and this is the 43rd video in my Fallout 76 post-Wastelanders main quest series. We're here just outside the Congressional Bunker at the White Spring Resort, where last time we met MODUS, the AI that was in control of the bunker here, and he gave us the mission to install this system access tape into the SIGINT system terminal at Sugar Grove, which is right up here. Now you note that I have this fast travel point, and I didn't used to have that. That's because this is actually the second time I've tried to record this video. The first time I just really was not into it. I was feeling a little burnt out on Fallout 76, so I took a week off, and we're back to it now. So let's just, instead of going directly there, we're going to go to the closest fast travel point that we've gotten while we've been playing together, and let's go to Site Alpha. Alright, here we are. Now then we need to head east, and so we're just going to start heading off the edge of the Savage Divide. Yeah, I realized that I was going to not be really all that enthusiastic in reading the vast amounts of stuff that we're going to have to read when we get down to the bunker beneath Sugar Grove, and I just didn't want to put you all through that, so I figured I'd take some time, play some other games, and now we're back at it. Looks like there are just clouds over most of the mire at the moment. Haven't come across a single creature. It's just trees, blackberry bushes, firecracker berry bushes, I should say. So Sugar Grove was, to the outside world, a submarine radio, or like a naval radio station for communicating with submarines. Now I made a full lore video on the site and detailed the fact that it could not have been a submarine communication station because it does not have the massive antenna that are required for that. But yeah, you can see Naval Radio Station Sugar Grove. This is actually based on a real-world location, which is currently controlled by the NSA. Is that going to blow itself up, or is it going to keep charging at me? Or both? There we go. Okay, so there are going to be a few robots here at the entrance, along with a couple of turrets. Let's see. Can't see anything else just yet. Oh, there we go. Jeez, I keep barely aiming right in the wrong spot. There we go. Trying to take this thing's arms off. It's so far... Man, why is it loading in and out? It's so weird. It'll blow itself up here in just a second if I don't take it out. And even then, it'll still blow up. There we go. Okay. So yeah, Sugar Grove was monitoring the entirety of the surrounding area. And we're talking civilian monitoring. When I was doing that video on Sugar Grove, I was discovering the fact that it seems that the intelligence services were not reorganized in the same way in the Fallout universe after the end of the Second World War. Because in our universe before the Second World War, there was no CIA. In fact, during the Second World War, we had the OSS, the Office of Special Services, that was performing the role that the CIA would later take. But every branch of the military maintained their own intelligence service. And so this is, you know, the naval intelligence service here. From the outside. But we do also know that the DIA does exist in the Fallout universe because there's a DIA base under, what's it called, Lexington, up in the Commonwealth in Fallout 4. Hit this thing just where it cannot hit me. Okay. And my guess is, I think there's still at least one more robot in here. Yep. Jeez. Doesn't seem to be doing much in the way of damage, though. Okay, let's get something that... There we go. There we go. Okay. Alright, so this is the lobby of the building, obviously. We got a front desk with a few terminals on both sides. I don't think you can actually look at any of these, though. They're all destroyed. Yep. And those are obviously destroyed. And let's head up this way. So we have a few little offices up here in the front. There's also this way where we can get up onto the roof. Here we go. And we got a crashed vertibird that seems to have come down a bit too hard on the roof here. Although, is that... No, for a minute I was thinking I was maybe seeing the Brotherhood of Steel logo from like the side angle where maybe some of the detail was missing, but no, it's all there. Well, it's not there, I should say. And I think actually they missed the landing pad, which is right up here. Or perhaps they were actually taking off when the bombs came down and the electromagnetic pulse reached this area. I don't really know. We have to assume that there was an electromagnetic pulse that reached this area because all the clocks are burned out in the same way in this area. Although, I've never really understood that to a certain extent because half the time we're talking clocks that are down in bunkers where they would have been protected. But yeah, like right there, all the clocks are frozen in that position. Anyway, though, why don't we go ahead and head this way? Basically, to protect from electromagnetic radiation, my understanding is you can use something called a Faraday cage, where you can basically surround stuff in a cage of metal, and that'll actually take care of most of the electromagnetic pulse issues. Effectively, what happens there with electromagnetic pulse is that anytime you induce a magnetic current around a conductor, it induces electric current. So what happens with electromagnetic pulse is that suddenly you have way too much current being generated in a circuit, and it ends up burning up sensitive components. Okay, I think we're good now. Alright, there's some kind of strange stuff in this bullpen area. Like these detective case files. I really wish there was something we could actually do with this. Like, this feels like something like technical data that we can pick up and we can hand off to the Brotherhood of Steel. I wish that there was something that we could do with that, but unfortunately that doesn't seem to be the case. We got some good junk in here in terms of these fans and clipboards, that's springs and screws. Let's see, what else we got? Again, more clipboards. Okay. Got another little office back in here. Another detective case file. I really hope that at some point in the future they'll let us choose the color of our Pip-Boy, like they do in Fallout 4, to where you can change it to be whatever color you want. And in this case, I'd probably choose white or something a little bit more yellowish, because this green really washes things out. Okay, so just a storage closet, it looks like. Okay, another fan there, I'll take that. Another clipboard or two. Okay. And this here still, I mean, this probably was like semi-secret in terms of what people would know about this place, but I'm willing to bet even the people that were working here could tell people what they were doing with their job. But we're about to get to the spot where that was not the case. Now, what this is right here, it looks to me like they were getting ready to burn all of these documents, and then they just decided, the world's gone, what the hell are we burning stuff for? Alright, let's go this way. Okay, a couple of board rooms. Or just conference rooms, I should say. Alright.
Commencing attack on...
There we go. Okay, let's head down. Now there is something on the other side of this, and we will also visit that in this video. It's not technically part of this quest, but I want to explore the entirety of this site and explore all the lore that's contained here. Yeah, those mole rats or whatever that is, those are on the other side.
Law-abiding hostile.
There we go. Okay. So, desk fan. Use this terminal to get through this door here, and we're actually going to remove the restrictions on these turrets for just a minute. See if that does anything for us.
Warning, dangerous fugitive is on the loose. Do not attempt to apprehend.
Let's take care of the robot on this side of the wall. We'll have to come back up here in a minute. Yep, there we go.
Kill. Kill. Intruder. Identify yourself.
Can he not get out of that office? I think that's the case. Man, I really thought that track was broken. But there we go. Okay. Hey, level 30. Let's take a look around here. Okay, we got a analyst terminal. Sugar Grove Intermail. From September 22nd, 2077, Siphon Holotapes. 2. SIGINT Division. Subject, Siphon Holotapes. Project Siphon Holotapes are a strictly controlled resource. Under no circumstances are they to be issued to anyone ever without my direct approval. In addition to these being highly classified, just one of these tapes is twice the annual budget of our entire division. If you check one of them out, the system will log it and you'll be answering to me. That'll be coming up here a lot in a minute. Disk write errors. This... we'll be seeing a lot of this here in just a minute. October 13th, 2077. We've had several reports of disk write errors this morning. It looks like we abruptly ran out of storage on our primary mainframe overnight. Until we can get this sorted out, I've brought a secondary tape drive online. Please reboot your terminals and everything should be working again. Project Siphon from October 21st, 2077. Hey Pat, I need a favor. I'm pretty sure you've heard by now, but I've had a little mishap in my lab last week, and I've wound up with too much data for the mainframe to process. I was wondering if I could borrow one of my old Siphon tapes just for the weekend. The General is expecting a report on Monday, and unless I can pull my data together, I'll never be able to analyze it in time. It'd really mean a lot to me. And again from October 21st, 2077, regarding Project Siphon. Please, Pat, I'm begging you. My job's on the line here. McAllen isn't going to take any more excuses, not once he sees the bills I've run up. I have to have something to show him. Isn't there anything you can do? It's just for the weekend. I'll have it back to you by Monday, I promise. Tuesday at the latest. Okay, and analysis projects. Error, your security credentials have expired. Okay. Yeah, we'll see a lot more about what was happening with the mainframe here in just a minute when we get into the lab section of the building. Okay. Just looks like a place for folks to sleep when they were working here overnight. Okay. And let's go ahead and turn off those turrets, assuming they're still on, which it sounds like they are. Sounds like one of them is, or looks like one of them was destroyed, and the other one's still operating. Oh, wrong thing. There we go. Remote door. Open that. Okay, and drop back to a crouch. There's the terminal that's still operational. Where is the other one? Well, I guess there's... Were they shooting at each other? That must be what was happening. Oh, we got a short hunting rifle there. Anyway, is there a button here? I can't remember. Maybe there's nothing that we actually have to worry about. Maybe we just go through here. Yep. Okay. But gonna go back to crouched. Okay. So let's take out some of these hostiles before we move on. You can see at least 2 Protectrons down there.
Kill.
Let's take out their legs.
Unidentified intruder detected. Approach beginning. Search. Identified.
And you can hear Mr. Gutsy.
Citizens will not be harmed.
There goes one of his guns.
Continuing search for fugitive.
Still at least a Protectron and a Mr. Gutsy hanging around him. I think, yep, I thought there was an Assaultron. Okay, let's head up this way first. I think there's a turret up this way. This is the commander's office up here. I love how you can sneak up on the turret. Okay. Let's see. Some 10 mil rounds in there, that's nice. We'll come back to this terminal in a minute. I want to make sure we're not killed while we're trying to look at that thing. That's weird, my hand is clipping through my glove, I just noticed that. Okay. There's another... I think that Mr. Gutsy, yep, there's the Mr. Gutsy too.
Fugitive has been located. Yep. Commencing attack.
Oh, it was my... I guess my 10
Do
mil's broken.
not attempt to flee.
Or I think that was the good. Yeah, no. It must have been something else I tried to choose.
Sanctioned. Hostile target detected.
Okay. Let's see. Gotta take out the Mr. Gutsy in here, too. Oh, jeez. I think there's a turret in there, too. Man, this thing's pretty weak. Mr. Gutsy, I mean. Ah, jeez. Okay, I need more ammo. Where is a working gun that has ammo? There we go. Why do you keep fleeing from me? There we go. Okay. There's the turret. And this gun's about to break. That's not good. I think there's a weapons workbench in here, though. Okay, there we go. See, I don't understand that. I've destroyed many robots in here. Why did I suddenly get that? Anyway, wait, okay. Got some 10 mil out of that table. Wonder glue, that's nice. Okay. Yep, there's the weapons workbench. Let's loot what we can off the turret, if we can. Yep. Okay. Whew. And there's still the Assaultron down there I want to take care of before we do any real reading here. Okay, let's do some repairs. Alright, let's see. Got some more 10 mil. Got some more fusion cells. Okay. God, I hate Assaultrons. Ah, crap. Okay, would you move? Jeez. I feel like my character is just kind of hanging out. Move! Damn it! Does she not have?
Assaultron engaged.
Are you gonna open the door? I was hoping to get a little bit of range on you, but I didn't realize you couldn't open a door. Oh, jeez.
Surprise contact. Engaging.
Oh my god. Well, I'm happy to know you can't chase me over here for whatever reason.
Life. Alert level elevated. Weapons hot.
Come on, fire the head laser. There you go. Okay. Good lord, that thing was built for punishment, huh? Okay, let's try something that maybe can do a little bit more damage. Whew, okay. Let's check that armor out real quick. Okay. Just make sure there's no more enemies here. Then we can get on with the reading the lore and stuff. Okay, I think we're good. Let's check this room first, just to be sure. I think there might be some rad roaches in here. This is the server room. Where? Oh. Okay, we're gonna be able to go everywhere in here except for in here. Oh, we can. I was not expecting to be able to come in here. Oh, okay. No, yeah, it's still locked on this side with that. That's part of the Athena project stuff. If you're interested in that, you can watch my video series on... what is her name? I don't remember it, so I'll put it here in text. Anyway, it's a companion that you get with Wastelanders. Anyway, now there's an important thing in here. Now, pay attention to this. We're in the back left corner of the mainframe room, okay? And right here, in this box, is the black site guard key. So make sure you come get that. Let's see. Dirty army fatigues there. This looks like the little control center for this thing. Got some Nuka cherry, vacuum tube, and some dog food. I can't imagine a reason there would be dog food in a site like this. I don't think they had attack dogs or anything, so I don't know what to think about that. Anyway, let's head out this way, and we'll get back out to the main floor. Now, the first room we went into was the commander's office, so we'll check that out here in just a second. I just wanted to point this out, this cool sigil here. Sugar Grove Sig Ent, Arewide Tache, something like that, which again, I looked this up a while back. I don't remember what it is. I'll put it here in text again. Anyway, let's head up here and get into the commander's office. Alright, Project Director's Terminal. Commander Whitney Gould was the director here. Let's check the intramail. From June 16th, 2077, Mining Chatter. From Spinner F2, W. Gould, subject mining chatter. First, I want to apologize for misunderstanding you. When you said there was an issue with miners at the Rusty Pick, I thought we were referring to underage drinking. On a related note, there actually is a problem with underage drinking at the Rusty Pick, but I now know that's not what you meant. The recordings we took there seem to indicate pretty standard anti-automation stuff, a few calls for unionization and that sort of thing. Seems mostly harmless, nothing to worry about yet, but I think we should keep an ear to the ground just in case. With your approval, I'd like to get a guy in there and pull an undercover op. Thoughts? They definitely missed a lot there, because the Rusty Pick was basically the heart of the revolt that broke out in the ash heap in October of 2077. Just a few months later, that's where they were planning the destruction of the mega mansions of Bromwell and attacking the Rockhound on Mount Blair and stuff. Anyway, Mama Dolces from August 9th, 2077. From J. Messier to W. Gould, subject to Mama Dolces. I've been following this place ever since I sent you that report about the strange overseas wire transfers we traced coming out of here. I sent word of it to our boys back in DC, and you'll never guess what came back. After bouncing around a few shell companies all around the world, the money finally landed in China. Consider this my formal request for a full surveillance op at the Mama Dolces facility in interest of national security. I bet dollars to donuts we turn up a den of Chinese spies. Indeed they would have if they did that. Surveillance equipment from September 8th, 2077. From M. Cortez to W. Gould. Do we already have some equipment out by Monongah? I was out there setting up some surveillance for a mission you assigned me, and I came across a device that looked suspiciously like one of ours. We didn't have something going on over there and forget about it, did we? The thing looked like it was freshly installed. I didn't end up installing anything because I wanted to clarify the situation with you first. I think that they're talking about the dishes sticking out of trees. I don't really know what else that could mean. Grafton Communists from September 20th, 2077. Subject, Grafton Communists from G. Hartley to W. Gould. The strikes continue in Grafton. Don't these people understand how important steel production is to the war effort? I'd like permission to monitor the situation more closely. It wouldn't surprise me to find a communist or two in the midst of this mess. It's in the Navy's best interest to fix the situation ASAP. We don't even have the intel to know if whoever's organizing the strikes is the same as the one that sabotaged the mill with whatever was in that powder. You authorize the tools I need? I guarantee you I'll get to the bottom of it. Again, there seem to be two stories on exactly what happened to the Grafton steel mill. One of them is that the mill was sabotaged on the day of the bombs. The other one seems to be that it happened sometime in June. So, anyway, Huntersville from October 7th, 2077. From S. Glass to W. Gould. With all due respect, what's the meaning of shutting down the Huntersville op? Are we taking orders from the Army now? A complete media blackout, I get. But covert surveillance is literally what we do. What's going on in there that's so secret that we don't have eyes and ears on it? Well, of course, we know what was happening in Huntersville. And it's interesting that they had enough juice over at West Tech and in the Army to keep other surveillance branches from checking it out. Next up, October 13th, 2077, the Free States. From B. Jameson to W. Gould, subject Free States. Here's the latest on the Free States. After the secession, we were picking up loads of activity, but they've pretty much been quiet ever since the real interesting ones, like Blackwell and Clay, locked themselves in their bunkers last month. For what it's worth, we managed to infiltrate a few of their lines of communications, but again, they mostly seem to be staying put and waiting for the bombs to drop, as if the enemy actually has the guts to pull a move like that on American soil. I'll update you if anything noteworthy happens. As far as I'm concerned, they can sit there and stew as long as they want, or at least until we can free up some resources to deal with them good and proper. Okay, and from October 14th, 2077, disk write errors. Yeah, we read that already. Okay. And Project Somnus. Error. Well, we'll be learning a lot about Project Somnus towards the end of this video. Let's go ahead and check out the lab. Because basically we've now hit 2 of the points of interest in this whole disk overwrite error, or disk write errors, I mean. And here's the most interesting of the spots. So, we got some sort of engineer or technician sitting here at this spot. We have a bunch of blank holotapes. And then we have the Advanced Research Terminal, even more holotapes down in there. Let's get into this. Sugar Grove Advanced Research Projects Division, Chief Scientist Kyle Lockhart. Let's check out Sugar Grove Intermail. From October 9th, 2077, power use. From Ingreaves to K. Lockhart, subject power use. Hey Kyle, I'm seeing a big spike in the power draw from your lab. Are you running some kind of test over the weekend? I'd appreciate a heads up on this kind of thing. I've had to switch on a couple of auxiliary generators to keep up with demand. From October 11th, 2077, mainframe storage. From M. Sickle to K. Lockhart, subject mainframe storage. It looks like you have a runaway terminal process. Something's bloating up one of your data files. It's chewing through storage fast. I don't want to interrupt your work, but if it keeps up, it's going to start interfering with operations. Do you want me to flip the breakers on your network circuits until you get this under control? And from October 11th, 2077, regarding power use, urgent. From Ingreaves to K. Lockhart. Kyle, these numbers are insane. I don't know what you're doing in there, but you've burned out 8 generators in 2 days. I had to tap into the civilian grid, and the transmission lines are close to maxing out. You know those reports of Brown and Samananga? That's you. Your lab has a hard line to the base's power, so I can't just cut you off. If this keeps up, I'm going to have to advise the General. The bill for this is going to be astronomical. October 14th, 2077, we've already read the disk write errors there. Forward disk write errors. From M. Sickle to K. Lockhart. Let me know when you get back from vacation. We really need to discuss your data storage needs. And October 18th, 2077, Project Pulsar. From General T. McAllen to Kyle Lockhart. Subject, Project Pulsar. Director Lockhart, I've had several reports that Project Pulsar is consuming an excessive amount of Sugar Grove's resources. This facility is crucial to the ongoing war effort, and any interference in base operations is absolutely unacceptable. If you are unable to exercise proper discretion and judgment in your work, you will be replaced by someone who can. I will be conducting an on-site inspection on Monday, October 25th. At that time, I expect a full report on your research projects and an explanation of the recent incident. General Thomas McAllen. And from October 21st, 2077, regarding the siphon holotape. From P. Nunez, that was that analyst terminal we were just reading, to Kyle Lockhart, subject, siphon holotape. Look, Kyle, I'm sorry, but you dug your own grave on this one. Yes, we still have 2 siphon holotapes left, but I can't just loan them out to you for your personal use. That was why they took the project from you in the first place, remember? And Kathy is so uptight with cost control that the system logs every interaction with them. If I were to try to sneak one out of the lab, she'd have my head. I'm sure you can find some other way to copy your data. At least blank holotapes are cheap, right? So, basically... Alright, let's just get into the research projects, because there's a lot you're going to need to know about the siphon holotapes and Project Pulsar. Okay, we'll look at the other ones first. Project Locust. Now, in the video on Harper's Ferry, where I was talking about Sam Blackwell, okay, I've done so many videos lately, it's hard for me to know exactly which one I talked about this in, but I do know that I talked about this in the Harper's Ferry lore video, where Sam Blackwell murdered a man, and then he heard something that night, something looking for him. That's this, Project Locust, Vertibot Bugging Network. Codename Locust, Project Goal, Vertibot Bugging Network. Status cancelled. Objective, Project Locust is to develop a self-directed Vertibot swarm capable of covertly accessing enemy installations, hacking into mainframe systems, and extracting data of interest. Result, engineering estimates indicate that Vertibots equipped with Project Locust technology would be approximately the size of a consumer sedan, making covert actions by a swarm of such robots infeasible. Exactly, but they could use one of them to go try to spy, and that's what they did with Sam Blackwell. At least that's what I think happened there. Next up, Project Siphon. We'll come back to that one in a minute. We're going to read the other ones before we get to the two ones that were of interest here, which is Siphon and Pulsar. So, Project Barrier, Radiation Suppression Field. Codename Barrier, Project Goal, Radiation Suppression Field, status cancelled. Objective, Project Barrier is to develop an electromagnetic suppression field capable of dampening gamma radiation, providing a counter to radiation weapons, and enabling agents to strike in the aftermath of tactical nuclear strike. That's pretty cool. Results. Although initial bench tests were promising, the Project Barrier field emitter requires exponentially more power to operate at scale. At current specifications, shielding a 20-foot area requires a power supply equal to 3 industrial nuclear reactors, making field development of this technology challenging. Yeah, I'd say so. Maybe something you could do with an ultrasat reactor, but they would have needed to actually develop more that technology further before the bombs came down. Anyway, Project Spotlight, Neutrino Pulse Emitter. Codename Spotlight, Project Goal, Neutrino Pulse Emitter, status cancelled. Objective, Project Spotlight is to develop a neutrino pulse emitter capable of remotely scanning enemy installations and reconstructing an internal map of the facility. Results, a field test of the Spotlight emitter was conducted on a civilian office building on June 22nd. Subsequent news reports suggested that most of the resulting casualties were caused by a sudden, mass psychotic episode resulting from the scan, instead of the scan itself. Although the Spotlight technology has possible military applications, its usefulness as a covert military operational tool appears to be limited. So they effectively killed an entire office building of people with just testing that. That's insane. Project Siphon. Data exfiltration program. Status transferred. Objective. Project Siphon is to develop an automated data exfiltration holotape capable of scanning hostile networks, detecting data sources of interest, compressing the data, and extracting it for later analysis. Results. Project Siphon achieved a successful data compression ratio of 200-to-1. Due to cost concerns with Siphon's iridium-infused magnetic holotapes, $15 million a holotape, and multiple personal use issues resulting in 2 lost tapes, project oversight has been transferred to the Sugar Grove SIGINT Analysis Division. So Kyle here lost 2 of these $15 million holotapes, and that's why they were moved to somebody else's office. Now, he needed this 200-to-1 compression ratio, and he wasn't going to have access to it because of his past actions, but we'll see why he needed it here with Project Pulsar, EMP weapons development. Pulsar, Project Goal, EMP weapons development, status active. Objective, Project Pulsar is to develop tactical electromagnetic pulse weapons for use by agents in disabling or destroying turrets, robots, and other electronic security systems. Research data. Warning. Research project EX-72 has exceeded its allotted storage capacity, 46,751 of 768 blocks. Data file fragmentation may have occurred. Please transfer your data to an external storage device before beginning analysis. Download project data. Please return to the main menu and insert a blank formatted holotape to begin download. And look at this. File size 46,751 blocks. Holotape capacity 256 blocks. Holotapes required 183. He would have had to load up 183 holotapes and then manage to find some way to defrag those 183 holotapes to get things in line and then run the analysis all over the course of a single weekend. So he was screwed. He is extremely lucky that the bombs came down and ended the project. Let's go ahead and read the logs here. From October 4th, 2077. 4 freaking tests. That's all we've accomplished today. 4 tests. Having the robot fabricator in the lab helps, but our test cycles still take far too long. After every test fire, we have to break down the robot, analyze the damage, reset and recalibrate the weapon, and wait for the fabricator to assemble a new robot. At the rate we're going, we might have some results in the next century or two. October 7th, 2077. Got it. I found a way to automate the testing process. I can set up the fabrication pod to assemble the robot, pipe the fabricator's steam release into the hydraulic actuator to trigger the weapon, and then have the fabricator disassemble the robot and save off the results. Rinse, repeat. The whole process takes about 8 minutes. I can set this baby up to run while I'm on vacation next week and come back to a fresh set of data to analyze. Alright, so let's do a little quick math here. He was gone for a week. Now let's say that he left on Friday, came back on Monday, not the next week, but the week after that. So we have 9 full days, times 24 hours, times 60 minutes in an hour, divided by 8, and he ran 1,620 tests in the time he was gone, saving all that data to the mainframe. That's what happened. That's why the entire thing filled up. He was not taking into account exactly how many of these tests would be run while he was gone for that week. October 18th, 2077. I wanted data? Well, I've got it. Somewhere in there, I'm sure there's a usable result. But it's buried in 58 tape drives of steaming hot crap. 58 drives. That cute little automated test routine has eaten all the data storage on the base, enough power to run Watoga for a year, and more raw materials than the 81st Armored. And I have to dig a golden needle out of this crap in less than a week. I'm so screwed. And yes, he was. I mean, because think about it. He ran those 1,620 tests, meaning he blew up at least 1,620 robots in the course of doing this thing. And all the power that's involved in fabricating those robots, firing the weapon, all the power that goes into the data storage, and oh my god, that would have just... Whew. Okay. Research log from October 21st, 2077. Nothing. I've got nothing. The test data is fragmented across the mainframe, and the system can't handle the volume. I can't even access it all, much less analyzing it. I keep hoping I can convince Pat in Analysis to give me one of the Siphon holotapes. If I could just get all of the data in one place, maybe I could come up with something, anything. General McCallum is expecting a report on Monday. God, what am I going to do? Well, he was given a reprieve by a nuclear Armageddon. So, there you go. Alright, so that's what happened here. That's the story of what happened to Sugar Grove. Why don't we go ahead and head down here. That should do it for part 1. See you in part 2.